Hi, good morning. Let's touch on this. I've been answering a lot of questions about entry visa appeal. And I think that many people have also known that last year over 30,000 foreigners has been refused entry into Singapore. So they are not allowed to come in Singapore due to not not satisfying the entry requirements and of course of other reasons. So this morning I've got another TikToker from Indonesia, and she's extremely frustrated because I think it was yesterday or some days back, and she has been refused entry into Singapore. And so what happens is that she's also very frustrated that her mobile phone, her handphone, has been checked, and she actually also said that they were treated quite rudely by the ICA officers. And she raised the issue, how can they check my handphone? It's privacy, or actually privacy that you want to name it. I have my things in, I have my own contents in the phone. So in Indonesia, they cannot check your phone unless there's a crime. Then they can take your phone and check. So she was blah 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 blah. She was very very angry, and she was pushing me. I was so busy and she was pushing me. So finally she got left, right, center, up, down from me. So let me explain to you. When you come into Singapore, I get a lot of Indonesian TikTokers who come into Singapore via Bintan or via Batam. They come to Singapore very often. And each time they come in, it's like Singapore is their shopping paradise, or some of them have worked in Singapore before. So they came in, out, in, out, in, out. Somehow, this is not going to be good. When you come in and out of Singapore way too often, and you are not bringing much cash with you on hand, and you do not satisfy the entry requirements, of course you will be refused entry. This is something that's very logical. When you come into Singapore, you need to have, firstly, a return ticket. So you are coming in by ferry, make sure you have a return ticket. So for example, you are coming in for 2 nights, are going off on the 3rd day. Then make sure you also have the return ticket on the 3rd day, and also 2 nights of hotel booking. Because sometimes some people, they book for 1 night. So the officers will be thinking, where are you going to stay the other night? On the streets? Couldn't be what. So you need to show them that on both nights you have hotel booking, and your booking needs to be real. It cannot be a booking that is fake. Sometimes many people claim that they do not know that their booking is fake because they book it online. I think that book through reputable online agents will be much better. All right. So next thing, you also need to have enough money. If you're coming in for 3 or 4 days, don't just bring like $100 Singapore or actually $150 Singapore. It's not enough. You know, 150 Singapore dollars, you can, that's what you need in 1 day in Singapore. So you won't be looking into coming in for 4 or 5 days or 3 or 4 days with just $150. It's not enough. All right. And of course, the next thing, if you keep in, out, of course, they will check your phone to see whether have you been working illegally without a work permit in Singapore. There are many foreigners doing that in Singapore. So especially from the neighboring countries. That's why ICA is extremely strict with that. You know, and through your phone, they will be able to know, to figure out something. So the thing is because of privacy. If they don't check your phone, how will they know that whether there's a crime that's going on? So it's a chicken or egg thing. But when you come into Singapore, it's not only Singapore. All the developed countries, or all immigration, they have the right to check your phones. All right, they have the right to check your phone. So when you want to come in Singapore, do understand that in the event that the officer, IC officer, wants to check your phone, you have to give your phone to them. And please follow instructions. You know, you're not trying to push your way through. Singapore is not something, it's not like a home country. You know, when you come to Singapore, you're in a foreign land. You're in a foreign land, so when you're subjected to checks at the checkpoints, please follow exactly what is actually what has the instructions given to you by ICA officers. I'm very sure that if you follow the instructions and not show defiance, ICA officer will not treat you that badly. Huh? Let's be true about it. Huh? Of course, they may not be the nicest people around because they are law enforcers. How do you expect a law enforcers to smile at you the whole day? If they smile at you the whole day, nobody would have actually be scared of them. So do understand that. And once you have been refused entry, unless you have very strong reasons of coming in, it's either you come in to visit your relatives, but even you visit your relatives, you need to fulfill the entry requirements. It's either that or you come in to shop. On any instance, when you want to come in Singapore, you need to fulfill the entry requirements. And also, you need to also understand whether do you actually come in very often. But if you come in so often, you most probably will be subjected to checks. All right? Do understand and do take care.